And we're back with Donkey Kong Country. We're finally out of the absurdly boring and worst world in the game, so we're back to regular platforming stages for the most part. Huzzah.
The water worlds are always the worst ones in DK games.
Well, they're the worst in pretty much every game. It's like, at some point we just need to agree water levels and just worlds in general suck so we can stop doing them.
There's a reason Echo the Dolphin is dead.
I think the problem is that the water level is supposed to be a break level from when you're doing other stuff, so we should just stop having an entire world where there's nothing but that, because then you get bored. Like, just split the water levels between the entire game, and so you're not just only doing water for 2 hours.
2 hours is a bit of a hyperbolic description of how much time you generally spend on a platforming level.
Well, I'm also bad at video games, so, it's not that hyperbolic when you consider the TED factor.
Yeah, you're right.
The TED factor does make the impossible possible.
No, it more accurately, it makes the possible impossible. Because I'm just that bad.
So we're playing a level based around bouncy fruit.
Yep.
Video games are weird.
It must.
I mean, kinda, yeah.
I mean, the fruit must be pretty rotten if it's bouncy, rather than squishy or solid. But
Maybe that's why they're getting rid of it and nobody's eating it.
Yeah, I mean, we're walking around on these like melons and other tropical things that have been sliced in half and just left out in the sun for ages. You gotta imagine this level must smell pretty rank.
I mean, it has a big hairy gorilla walking around.
Who did just get out of the ocean, so he probably smells like a wet monkey.
Oh, God. There are very few things I would want to smell more. Not more, less.
More.
I mean, what? No, I did. I said nothing. All
On
right.
the plus side, this does present a good opportunity to compare Tropical Freeze with Fire Emblem more closely, because now we get to see how Donkey Kong handles fruit textures.
I mean, you're not wrong.
The answer, better than Fire Emblem. Hey, look at those, are those grapes? Or blackberries or something? I don't know.
Some kind of weird berry.
What is this fruit basket you guys keep talking about?
Huh?
It's in the market of the monastery.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
just it's just like an image plastered in the basket
Yeah, so it's like...
that they got off of Google Images or something.
There's this, single lump of polygons inside the basket.
No, it's not even polygons.
It's got it's polygons, but it's not polygons for the individual fruit. It's a single mass of polygons arranged to look like a pile of something with the fruit painted on. So it's like if I were to paste a painting of a pile of fruit on a piece of paper and then put that piece of paper on top of a pile of laundry, that's what it looks like.
It's, at any rate, it's got to be better than the Sims 4 ball pit. Because the Sims 4 added a ball pit at one point, which was literally just a flat plane with the texture of a ball pit on top of it. And it is one of the saddest things I've ever seen in my entire life.
The Sims 4 was a mistake.
I mean, The Sims kinda is a mistake, like, in many ways, but it's like the good kind of mistake, Like when your parents says, "Oh, you're the best accident we ever had," kind of like one of those sorts of things.
Nice.
Wait, is that just me? Am I the only one whose parents said that? Okay, know what? Don't answer that. I don't want to know.
But I mean, what other game series has Drew Carey in it?
I'm sure they made a Price is Right game after he took over.
After Bob left, yeah.
Yeah.
Wait.
What's that show called?
Whose Line?
Whose Line? Yeah, there we go.
When did The Sims have Drew Carey in it?
In the PC games, in the original Sims PC games.
Oh.
There's a lot of weird cameos in The Sims. There's an entire Sims stuff pack they made where it's just Katy Perry stuff.
Yep.
Like a whole bunch of Katy Perry songs and a whole bunch of Katy Perry like clothing options. And the weirdest thing is that they had, I don't think it was Katy Perry herself, but they had someone cover Katy Perry songs, but in the Sims language. So they're just like gap dab da doo gazuba doo and it's one of the most bizarre things you'll hear in your life.
That wasn't the first time that happened either, Ted.
Wait, really? What other?
In The Sims 2, all of the songs that come on the radio are Sim covers of actual songs.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Now I want to hear Simlish versions of Japanese anime songs, J-pop and stuff.
And let's
That's just called getting any American to do it.
and let's not forget the console exclusive Herbs Sims in the City was all the music is by the Black Eyed Peas.
Wait, they got the Black Eyed Peas to do that?
It's EA, they have money.
Yeah,
and
that's-
the Black Eyed Peas are actually main characters in that game.
Yeah, but why spend your money on that? Is my question.
Because they figure people will buy it just because of the band.
Because it was an urban thing, so why not the Black Eyed Peas? And it was, I want to say it was like mid 2000s.
Yeah, but
So they were still relevant.
the fact that the Black Eyed Peas are still around
Okay.
also kind of makes me
Yeah,
sad.
I mean,
Friendly reminder: I play a lot of Sims.
Yeah, it's just like we could have had good bands from the 2000s still survive. But no, it's Will.I.Am and the Black Eyed Peas that managed to stick around. It's like, okay, I'm just going to take my Matchbox 20 CDs and cry in a corner now. All right, bye.
You do that.
oh no. It's a boss fight with the rocket.
Well, it's
No,
not
it's-
so much a boss fight as a boss
It's just part of the level.
wait until this thing runs out of gas.
Well, they certainly are doing something semi-interesting with the 2.5D perspective now, but...
I don't know how I feel about this world's theme. Like, I mean, we're only in the second level, but I feel like we've already had, like, 2 worlds which are just forest, jungle kind of stuff, which is made it feel like this game has had a lot of green, which is a little repetitive. Like, maybe things get wacky later on, but...
Is this trying to be like the factory setting?
Kinda.
Yeah, because
That's
I know that
bizarre.
Donkey Kong Country Returns was a little bit more stock because it just basically copied all of the level themes from Donkey Kong Country 1, but that at least meant that there was more variety for each world, and each one looked a little bit more distinct from each other.
Those look like citrus pumpkins. I don't know how I feel about that.
You know, one thing that I actually appreciate about, like, I'm not the biggest Donkey Kong Country fan, but one thing I did appreciate about the original games is that the worlds had kind of an organic feeling to them in that each level kind of believably led to the next, which I don't feel like I get from this game.
But yeah,
much.
because instead of organically going from level to level in a singular setting, we're going from island to island, and each island is just like a new wacky theme. But you know, that's that does lend itself to a sense of variety, in a way.
It's a minor thing, but I like when worlds feel interconnected and not just like a bunch of levels plastered together. You know, it's a minor thing. It's not game breaking or whatever, but it's just like, oh, this feels like a believable place.
I'll tell you
I
what,
always
though,
appreciate
the leafy walls in this level look a hell of a lot better than the ones in the previous one. So, like, in this one, they seem to have rendered out, like, individual leaves rather than just pasting a texture over it.
I mean, this game also does have the thing where it came out in like 2014 or 15 on the Wii U. So the graphics are a bit dated, just, you know, because they are dated. It's an older game. I do like that we're getting to the point where, you know, a game can be more than 5 years old and not look like complete garbage, though. It's nice that we've come that far, I guess, you know.
Yeah, nowadays it's, like, mostly about whether or not the face animations look right.
Yeah, It was sometime around mid to late, Xbox PS3, where we got to the point where it's just like, okay, yeah, this game will still hold up reasonably well come 5 years from now. Oh my god, they have the Japanese square watermelons!
What?
The ones that cost like $100.
Wait, why do they cost that? Well, okay, I know why they cost that much more. Genetic engineering, but...
Well, no, it's not even genetic engineering. They just have the sprout grow in a mold.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's not genetic engineering. They just have it grow in a box.
Oh, I thought that they had to,
No.
alter the genome or do extremely selective breeding
No.
in order to get
You're
that
thinking
crap.
way too hard about this, Ted.
Yeah, well, when people are talking about, oh, science has gone too far, they've made these fruits make it into squares for sorting reasons, and I'm just thinking, oh man, science is pretty awesome, but if they just have it grow in a box, then it's science, I want a refund. All right?
You haven't been to Disney in like a long time, have you?
Last time I went to Disney was probably like 2012. So
I think it probably took a lot of experimentation to find out that this fruit even could grow in a box to change its shape. Because
yeah, but
not all fruit would survive that.
Yeah,
mean,
but-
there are Mickey Mouse shaped tomatoes and watermelons growing in Epcot, so
yeah, but I mean, imagine how cool it would be if you see like a scientist hunched over an expensive computer connected to an expensive machine, pulling at bits of DNA and rearranging them in
From
order
a
to make
melon.
to make a watermelon grow square. Like that's awesome, man.
And then
Come on.
and then you just see a normal Joe. It's like I just figured it'd grow in the box.
The thing about genetic engineering for food is that it leads to safety concerns about whether the food is safe for human consumption anymore.
Yeah, it's just one of those.
It really just depends on what you're doing with it.
It's just one of those things where people are like, "Oh, I don't want genetically modified food," and it's like, you want to know? Yeah, we have bananas that don't have seeds in them, and corn is all one color. Your food has been genetically modified for decades, maybe
Decades. Try hundreds to thousands of years.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
literally-
agriculture is
Genetic engineering.
Genetic engineering.
if I remember correctly, lemons are part of that.
Oh, really? I didn't.
Yeah.
What about them?
Lemons are a crossbreed of citrons and something else. So life didn't give us lemons.
We literally made our own.
We made our own.
One of my favorite facts is that the reason why banana flavoring doesn't taste like bananas is it tastes like an old type of bananas that went extinct like 50 years ago, and
Yep.
they just never bothered to update the flavoring for some reason. It's just like, okay, nobody under the age of 60 knows what this old banana used to taste like, but we're still going to have banana flavoring taste like that. And old
Yeah.
banana flavoring's disgusting, so you get rid of that crap, please.
But it's important to draw a differentiation between selective breeding and
Yeah.
actual genetic engineering, which can lead to some surprising outcomes.
Yeah, I mean, granted, I think the safety of food is probably something that the government will probably always take into consideration, which is why the FDA even exists. Oh my god, this is the Donkey Kong version of the Mega Man disappearing blocks. Wow.
I
Okay.
mean, okay, there was this is kind of a cartoonish example because it comes from the Jurassic Park novel, but like the evil Biosyn Corporation that caused all the trouble in Jurassic Park. One of the things that the bad guys branch of that company did was engineer paler trout. The idea being that they were more visible in streams, so people would stop complaining to the municipality that there was no fishing to be done in the streams, because they weren't catching things and couldn't see the fish from the surface.
You know, there was probably a rich asshole in the Jurassic Park universe who had like dinosaurs set out to be hunted or something like that.
There was
made their
actually.
Own... Oh, there was. There
well,
was.
Not
damn.
necessarily a rich asshole, but there was this criminal guy who took over the Jurassic Park island in the comics after it had failed, and basically just used it as a hunting ground. It was.
And then like hunting and eating dinosaurs. Wow, that's fucked
They're
up.
gonna go extinct again.
not even hunting and eating dinosaurs, hunting for sport.
Yeah.
But right, the part's over.
You gotta wonder what dinosaur tastes like, though.
I would imagine like chicken.
Well, probably more likely it tastes like some kind of reptile that lives on Earth right now, like alligator maybe. People eat alligator, right?
Yeah, they do.
Alligators are pretty close to dinosaurs. So are birds, so it probably does taste like chicken.